HighQA 360 is a platform for quality management. At its core is the key element, the database. HighQA is a database-driven solution. Every function performed, every change made, every document modified, every approval request, every gauge in your system, all part history, all run charts, histograms, SPC data. It's all stored in the database and available real time. How? Let's briefly touch on some of the key elements. Imagine taking a print, ballooning it in one click, while at the same time extracting all the GD&T information and building a complete bill of characteristics in less than 2 minutes. But what's important here is to realize that once we balloon the drawing or import the 3D model, that information becomes the basis for communication within your organization. You now have a common denominator to communicate. From there, you can assign gauge categories, or if you have a special designator like a key characteristic or flight safety, you're able to notate them right here. It's all captured in the inspection plan and stored in the database. You can even define certain dimensions by operation, or even better, you can create operation plans and even modify nominals for in-process checks. For example, a roughing operation wouldn't use a print nominal because you'd want, to include allowance for additional material that would be removed later. HighQA gives you the ability to modify nominals for operations without changing the original print dimension. Talking about gauge management, some of our customers scratch their heads when they hear HighQA has a fully integrated gauge management package. And honestly, it's part of the base system. It's not an add-on or an upgrade. Why is that? Well, to answer that, let's back up to manufacturing operations for just a second. So back in manufacturing operations, let's talk about Op10. For Op10, we have 3 dimensions we need to check. These are in-process dimensions the machine operator needs to capture on the shop floor while the part is being made. So for entering manual in-process checks on the shop floor, we have a simple, intuitive interface the machine operator or floor inspector can use. Well, they don't have to use it, but it's another tool available to them from HighQA. Before the system allows them to enter the data, they have to select the exact gauge by serial number they used for the measurement. The HighQA system will not allow them to enter any data from a gauge that is out of calibration. Plus, the data they enter is synchronized with the database real time. Also, have you ever had a gauge fail or drop, but not sure when it went bad or what it measured? HighQA gives you the visibility to know every dimension on every part all gauges in your facility have ever measured in the usage history tab. You know all the gauge measurement historical data right at your fingertips. Okay, so now you have a better idea of why gauge management is part of the HighQA package. But when it comes to getting measurement data into the database, we have you covered there too. We automatically bring in all the data from any automated measurement device, a CMM, a VMM, an ARM, a tracker, any make, any software. We can automatically capture that data. And of course, the shop floor interface, which you see on the left there, which we talked about already, you can use those for in-process checks. Do you need to track SPC data? Simply check one box and you'll have access to X bar and R charts, histograms, CPK, PPK, and a host of other statistical data. All real time, all at your fingertips, and yep, all in the database. Now, let's briefly touch on our PQP functionality, which is a form of enhanced APQP. So throughout this presentation, we've been trying to paint a picture of what HighQA can do for you to align your quality processes. And this is no different. We've automated and streamlined all APQP documentation. Not only that, but it's also tied to manufacturing operations. So when you select an operation and identify the process, it will automatically select the pertinent information for the control plan, PFMEA, process flow, and all the other documentation needed for submission. Oh, and how about being a single click away from an automated Gantt chart? Does it have pre-made templates? Yes, it's part of the standard PQP package. Can you use your own forms? Absolutely. It's an extremely flexible system that allows you to use existing templates, modify those templates, import your own templates, or even create new ones. Do you see on the right where it shows the indexes? You can set up specific submission documentation per customer, per level of submission, however you need to set it up. By simply selecting the index you need, it will automatically populate your checklist with the required documents. Do you find yourself waiting for approvals, either internally or from your customer? We have integrated workflows so you can see where the approvals are and any potential holdups. And you guessed it, it's all stored in the database and available real time. So from customers to suppliers and everything in between, HighQA is your complete quality management solution package.